What creative ways have you engaged in to get funding for your startup, Carolyn? Great question. Yeah, I can tell you a couple stories. I am a big fan of showing people why the startup needs to exist in the world. So when I did Mahalo, which didn't work, I wanted to create a human-powered search engine, basically take the techniques of Wikipedia, Wiki, and make search results. We did a lot of innovative stuff long before Google did, like putting content on the search result page, putting answers on the search result page. But it didn't work. It worked for a small period of time. But when I did that, when I went to pitch Sequoia, I just had 3 pieces of paper with 10 links on it. And I said, which one of these is the best search result for iPod? Which one, because iPods were hot back then. Which one is the best search result for Kauai vacation? Which one is the best search result for motocross? And they were literally pieces of paper. And they said, this one, this one, this one. I said, why? And they said, well, this one is organized better. This one's got content, and this one's this. I turned them over every time. It was Mahalo, Mahalo, Mahalo. So I did a little test there to show them and prove my point, right? So I think proving your point to people that your product is better, that's hard. But if you succeed and you can prove to people that you've built the better mousetrap, wow. The only thing you have to do to prove to people that Slack is a better way of doing business is to invite them to a chat room and show it to them. So like literally if I was Stuart, and listen, he's already successful, but if you want to prove to people that they should use Slack, you just put everybody in their organization and invite them to a Slack room and ask them to download the software and put it on their phone. And then they use it and they're like, well, this is awesome. Or you just, the way Travis got me to invest in Uber, and he wasn't even asking me to invest, I asked in all honesty, is he just showed me the cab coming on the map to him at the Embarcadero, a moment that changed my life forever. And I just said, wow. I can see the cab. I don't have to call the dispatcher. To me, that was like, I hate talking to the cab dispatcher who's yelling at the cab driver, who is gaming that person, saying, I'm already there. I know they're not there. I'm telling the dispatcher the cab's not here. The cab's 5 minutes away. The dispatcher's telling me it's 3 minutes away. Everybody's gaming each other on the estimate. So we're all wasting each other's time on the phone, yelling and screaming at each other. And you're like, the dispatcher is in the background. Well, how far are you? He says you're not there. I know, he's right on the way. No, it's like, this is comical. It turns out that one innovation was just so blaringly obvious to me, a huge win, forget about everything else, payment, et cetera, that it made it no-brainer. So demo the product and show people it's solving a problem. The other thing you can do is I made a video showing people using my product versus another product. And when I showed them the video, recorded on the camera, and I interviewed the person and said, what do you like better about this versus this? And they explained it. And I just played a looped video of that for people. I was able to cash in and get big money. So if you can prove it, that's powerful. And if you can't prove it, you're going to need to ask yourself, why can't I prove it? It's a pretty important point, right? If you can't prove it, maybe your product isn't worth working on. It's a real honor for me to be in such a deep and meaningful partnership with the team at IBM. My first computer was an IBM PC Junior, and it took me 6 months to convince my dad to save up the money from his bar. And one night, he got home from the bar at 6 or 7 in the morning, and I was annoying him as a 12-year-old. I really want the PC Junior. It's $900. Please get me a PC Junior. And he said, fine. He was kind of half in the bag at the time. And we drove to downtown Manhattan to this computer store on Lower Broadway. I'll never forget it. It was a Saturday morning. He had been out all night Friday. And he had cash. And he walked in and he bought me the IBM PC Junior. And it was the greatest computer. It started me on my journey. And now, wow, it's like 30 years later, and I'm in a deep partnership with IBM. I can pinch myself. Like, it's really just super great to have the recognition of a world-class company like IBM who cares just as much as I do and my team does about supporting founders. So SmartCamp 2015, SmartCamp 2015, SmartCamp2015.com. If you're a fan of the show and you appreciate all the work we do at Launch Festival, please go to your local SmartCamp 2015 and encourage entrepreneurs to go to it. And then, of course, you're all my guest, and you're the guest of IBM and Launch at Scale and at the Launch Festival. Couldn't do it without their support, and it's just such a great partnership, and it's just beginning. So thanks again to our friends at IBM, and we'll see you next time on a special Ask Jason episode.